In anticipation for Animal Crossing for Nintendo Switch, I wanted to rank my Animal Crossing amiibo collection. I have quite a few. I don't remember all their names, but I do have my most liked characters and my least liked characters. So we're going to start with my least liked and move upwards. And I'll kind of talk about a little bit about where I got these amiibo and why, if I can remember. But let's just jump right in. We're going to start with these two fellows. These are llamas, I believe. I think my most interaction with them was probably in Animal Crossing New Leaf for the Nintendo 3DS. But I do remember why I bought them is because they were in a triple pack with KK Slider. And KK Slider was my, well, you'll see how he ranks in my entire list. But I really just wanted KK Slider, did not really care about these two. I think one of these is Reese, the other one, I'm not really sure. I vaguely remember what they're all about. But I do remember the triple pack was $34.99, and I think when I bought it, it was like $17.99, $15.99, something like that. A lot of these went on clearance real fast, but and the last spot on my list is definitely these two characters. Now next is another character I do not have a lot of emotional attachment with, but I do enjoy the character model, the colors, everything like that, and it is, I believe her name is Celeste. It is another owl. You do have Blathers who hangs out at the museum, but again, talk about him later on this list. But Celeste, I like the is it burgundy red, maroon red, whatever color her fur is. She has nice little pink ribbon bow at the top. I think this amiibo figurine is awesome. The character, again, not really attached to it. Can't remember where I bought this, but I think I bought her at the point where I was just trying to collect all the amiibo, so I needed to get her as well. So now we're starting to get somewhere. We're getting somewhere really well. I'm going to do this as basically 2 picks in 1 slot, just like we did with the llamas. It is going to be Digby and Isabelle. Yes, the twin dogs. They are, Digby is a twin brother of Isabelle. Isabelle is a twin sister of Digby. They came in a dual package with Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival for Nintendo Wii U. And I purchased that game, so I got these two packed in. You can still buy that, I believe, on Amazon for fairly cheap. That game did not do too well, and the Wii U did not sell as well as it could have. And so this was, $11, $15, $20 at most. But it came with 2 really good amiibo. If you're a big Isabelle fan, try to go pick that up on Amazon. As of this recording, I checked and it's still available, I believe. Digby, though, I really prefer him, I think, over Isabelle. But Isabelle, I have more connection with because she's pretty much nowadays the face of the series. She's included everywhere in all sorts of different games. She's a playable character in Smash Brothers, so she made it over everyone else, which, respects to her. But I do prefer other characters. So let's just move on. Here's the twins. They hit this spot. And now to our awesome hedgehog. No, not Sonic the Hedgehog. Maybe she's a porcupine. I forget. It's been too long. This is one of the... Was it Sable, Mabel sisters? They are the Taylors. I always enjoyed her from the GameCube version. Sadly, I can't really remember her name specifically. But they've always been fun, entertaining. I enjoyed interacting with them whenever I would create my designs back on Nintendo GameCube or in City Folk or what have you. She's, a staple of the series, and it's good to see her back in a Nintendo Switch game. So I'm really looking forward to talking to her and her sister when the time comes on the Nintendo Switch. Next, we have one of my favorite characters in the entire series, and it's Blathers. It still feels like yesterday that I saw Blathers for the first time at the museum. I don't know if it was daytime because he sleeps. He's a night owl. And just going up to him, seeing the Z's like he's asleep, interacting with him, giving him fossils, introducing myself to him. And he is very knowledgeable all about paintings and fossils and all sorts of stuff. His design's really iconic in my mind. I just like his little bow tie, his colors, everything about him, really stands out to me. So he's definitely up there in my favorite Animal Crossing characters and my favorite amiibo, because they really got how his design looks from the game and put it into figurine form. So definitely one of my top favorites and top favorite characters. Now let's get Timmy and Tommy. I believe they are Tom Nook's nephews. we're going to give them a shout out. They are really awesome. City Folk is a game that I played for on and off for 6 years with my spouse, so I have a lot of attachment to these two, because as you play more and open up Tom Nook's bigger stores, Timmy and Tommy, they take over one of the floors while Tom Nook takes over the second floor. So it's really cool that they work together. They're a family. They're cute. They're adorable. They're small. They help out their uncle. It's a really cool dynamic that I enjoyed seeing. I love Tom Nook, and I enjoy his entire family. And these amiibo are really nice. I like their little aprons. They have the Animal Crossing leaf logo on it. They're standing on one of the Animal Crossing boxes, and you can't go wrong with this. I believe these are only like $3 at a point, or $2 at Target, and I ended up just buying 2 sets of them just because like, you never know when you never have enough Timmy and Tommy amiibos in your life. Now let's go on to my top 5 amiibo. We're going to start with this fellow that I met in City Folk, or I can remember meeting in City Folk for the first time, I believe, but it is Kix. It's when you go to the city, if you want your shoe shined, you're going to go to Kix. He's a skunk, a good design. He doesn't smell or anything like that. I like his tail. I like his hat. He's very dapper. He's good at his job. But in City Folk, it was going to town and he would shine your shoes, make them look better, for cheap. And when you talk to him, I believe he does a little whistle. So he is really cool looking, in my opinion. He gets the job done. He's not that expensive in the game, and he's always fun to interact with. And I'm trying to remember, in New Leaf for Nintendo 3DS, I believe he had his own little shop that you can interact with him with different kind of clothes. So I'm glad he's coming up in the world and getting more awesome. But this amiibo figurine really is this. It's my love for the character that really makes these. That is really affecting the list. So as I have more connection with these characters, you will see them as we progress. Like Tom Nook. Tom Nook is number 4 on my list. My 4th favorite amiibo, and probably 4th favorite character. He might be a little bit higher, but as far as amiibos, I do have other characters I enjoy, I guess, as equally as him. I don't think like these next 4 are all just, they don't replace each other. I love so many characters in this game, but Tom Nook, he is the standout. Everyone knows who he is. He's the guy that shows up on your very first day talking about, you owe me money. I sold you that house that is mandatory to live in this village. And, you owe me money for that house. And also, I own the store that you buy the furniture to put into your house. Like, he freaking owns a monopoly on the entire economic structure of the village. Like, you have to pay him for a lot of the stuff in town. But he's really nice. He's very kind, I think. He's happy for your support, your patronage, and it shows in his little sleepy eyes. He's an awesome dude. I love how he wears his sweatshirt. Tom Nook is a very much iconic character and one of my favorite ones from the Animal Crossing, so that's why he is number 4. Also, I'm guessing tied with number 4 is Rossetti. This dude has so much attitude, so much character inside of him. He has to be top on my list when I'm ranking my amiibo, because just look at this fellow. He has nice little overalls, little hard hats. He got his pickaxe. He's a mole, I believe. He's a digger. He comes up from under the ground. And if you don't know about Mr. Rossetti, he can have attitude. Let's just say it like that. He has a lot of attitude, definitely. I can't remember the first time I saw him, but I remember the vibe. It must have been me or one of my mom or my brothers playing the GameCube Animal Crossing, and we turned off the game without saving. And the next time we started playing, we didn't expect much. We just, it's any other game before that. You don't save. It's okay. You just start back at the last save point, but not Animal Crossing. And Mr. Rossetti's is there to remind you that this is kind of important. It's pretty much real life. So upon reloading our save file, Mr. Rossetti popped up out of the ground to yell and scold at us that, hey, stop resetting. Stop resetting. Save first, save first, save first. It's like, dude, I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of your anger and your personality. I will do as you want me to do. But it's really cool that he is built into the game to remind us players to save the game and not reset. So I think this was a very clever character on Nintendo's part, and he's always written so well. His lines, his dialogue, I just always love hearing from him, even if it's, I want to reset just on purpose, just so I can interact with him more. And that's why he makes it so high on my list of amiibo, because it's just the character again. His character shines so much that it makes me want this figurine specifically. Some of these, again, like the llamas and maybe Celeste and even Digby and Isabelle, were just to finish my Animal Crossing collection or amiibo collection. But as we get into this second line, definitely are characters that I have some history with and I enjoy. All right, we're down to our top 2, and these are definitely my top 2 favorite amiibos, and probably top 2 favorite amiibo Animal Crossing characters. Let's start with Mr. Chill Man himself. He is a turtle of sorts. He is Cap'n. He is a lot of different things in the Animal Crossing series, but I'm going to go back to where I remember him the best. It's not just in City Folk, where he's driving the bus taking us to the city from the village, but it is in the original Animal Crossing, and that is my first Animal Crossing game. So whenever you hear me talk about this series, you're either going to hear me talk about the GameCube version or the Wii version. But Cap'n used to be the character that would take you from the village to an island if you had a Game Boy Advance. And it was really cool. He had a lot of different songs that I remember to this day that my brother and I would just riff off of whenever we were having fun. That's where I fell in love with Cap'n. And then back in City Folk, I was so excited to see him, even if it was just on the bus for those couple of seconds to go from, again, the village to town. So he has stayed in my heart all this time. Just love this, the shirt he's wearing. It's a very kind of island, relaxed Hawaiian theme. He has nice little sunglasses and they're red. His entire facial expression is really cool too. I like the swerve on his as a smile, his eyes being the slits, and his head. Like his entire cool. It's a very good design, and I don't know if I've ever seen Cap'n entirely like this in the games. So it's really cool to see his little feet, his shorts. Everything about this amiibo is awesome. Everything about Cap'n is awesome, and I still think of him as my boat captain back in the day. And now, which leads us to our final amiibo, and I think you can all know what this is, especially if you go back to the beginning of this video when I'm talking about the llamas and the triple pack. Of course, it is my favorite character in Animal Crossing of all time as my #1 amiibo pick, and without further ado, it is KK Slider. I got him in a triple pack with the 2 llamas, and just for him, it was a $35 amiibo pack, marked down to, again, like half off, and I just wanted him because he is my favorite. Ever seeing this little naked dog with a guitar or whatever the instrument is, sitting on this little tree trunk in the front of the town in Animal Crossing for the GameCube, I fell in love with him. Like, it's just, he's perfect. Like his character design, his huge eyebrows, his black and white design, small little tail. I think he has perfect proportions. Iconic character. He's musical. He sings songs. His voice is great. Everything. I love the Animal Crossing music. So seeing him, once a week on Saturday nights in order to get that new music every single week is something you have to do when you're playing Animal Crossing. So there are so many memories of Animal Crossing tied up with KK Slider. I really wanted him to be a Smash Brother character. He can hit people with his different instruments, maybe run like a dog. I don't know. There's so many different creative things to do with him. I want to see him more, as the face of Animal Crossing, alongside Isabelle perhaps, because he's just a cool character, a cool dude. He wants to give us, bootleg CDs of his music just to spread music. He's just doing it for the love of, love of sound and love of music. So he is always high on my list, and he's my favorite Animal Crossing amiibo, as well as my favorite Animal Crossing character. So that's going to do it for my Animal Crossing, amiibo collection and ranking them. The top dog, pun intended, is KK Slider. This first row is my favorites, and the back row is kind of like just to complete my collection, right? So these are my amiibo collection. I'm not really sure if I have all of them. I think I do. If I don't, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know in the comments if you have an amiibo collection, an Animal Crossing amiibo collection specifically. Do you have any of these on the screen? And who is your favorite character, and what is your favorite amiibo? Are they different? Are they same? I want to hear all about it. I'm really excited for Animal Crossing New Horizon for Nintendo Switch. I cannot wait to play that, to scan these amiibo in, because I know there's enough functionality there, and you know, it's going to be a lot of fun. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and I'll see you in the next video.